are they looking for? Oh, wow.
Years and as expected just does a terrific job with this Logan Elm squad.
And the second point of the night as well will go to the Shermans. A 2-0 lead here early for Unioto. JV game early on that set this back a little bit, went to all 3 sets, which personally I did not know JV games only went to 3. I figured they all went to 5 like the varsity does. And the third point will go to the Shermans as well. A 3-0 lead here for Unioto so far in the first set.
Nice job early on, seeing 2 or 3 different Lady Shermans on the attack.
Abby Marshall to serve, and she'll send it beyond the back line here for the Shermans. That'll give a point to the Braves here. 3-1 lead now for Unioto.
You know, that's an interesting thing for me to watch. I know Coach Hutton over the years has always had kind of an identity in his programs of the risk-reward serve, the tough serve, and it'll just be interesting throughout the night to take a look at that.
And I believe that one was sent down by Caitlin Foltz of Logan Elm. 3-2 lead now for Unioto. Sadie Binkley back to serve for the Braves. It's received by Addison Platt. And on the right side, that was Ella Cutright going for the kill, hits it wayward of the line. That ties it up at 3. Binkley back to serve again, received by Spett. And that was Platt once again going for the kill. This time she gets it.
Nice job in the middle, going hard there to freeze the block, able to give Addison a nice swing on the outside.
Jade Stewart subbing in for the Shermans. Back to serve Ella Cutright, just gets it over the net. I believe that is the first ace of the night for either team. Ella Cutright, one of the two all-league returners for Unioto last year as a sophomore. She sends this one into the net. Honorable mention all-league. And, we talked about Sophie Coleman a little bit. The all-league team as a junior. Pretty good chance to make it back this year as well. 475 digs a season ago, 5.7 a set. That was second in the league. And the only other stat leader that cracked the top 10 for Unioto was Emma Spett with a 98.4 serve percentage. That was good for fourth in the league.
Had the illegal set there. You're talking about Coleman. I think, with Unioto the last couple years toward the bottom of the league, I think if this team accomplishes more what they're looking at, I think Coleman and several of her teammates will certainly be far more involved in those categories.
Sent over by Park, received by Miller. On the right side, going for the kill, it's Platt. And it will result in a point for Unioto. 6-5 lead now for the Shermans.
Had a chance to see Platt on the outside swinging from the strong side. That time a little opposite attack of being able to move up and down the net. Nice versatility.
Coleman back to serve for Unioto, set up by Rhodes. And I did not get a number on who got the kill. That would be number 6, Kimberly Petty.
Yeah, beat the double block. The two were there, and she simply just beat it.
Lindsey Van Hoos back to serve for the Braves. Received by Miller, over the net, tipped. A nice save by Miller, but it won't be enough. And that'll give the Braves a 7-6 lead over Unioto.
Maybe some first match jitters here a little bit. Both sides a little shaky in the serve receive.
Well, actually, it would be a year ago tomorrow. These two teams started off the 2021 season. It was a game where Logan Elm took the first 2 sets, and then it was Unioto coming up with a win in the third set, 29-27, getting a win in the fourth set, 25-19. But in the fifth set, it was Logan Elm pulling away with a 15-11 win to come away with an opening game 3-2 win over the Shermans. Obviously, Logan Elm goes on to have a 17-8 record with 9-5 in the Mid-State League. Buckeye, that was third. And then Unioto going 10-13, 5-9 in the SVC. That put them at 6th. And they finished up their season with a 3-0 loss to Sheridan in the sectional final. A nice save there by Coleman. Up to the net, it's number 8, Jade Stewart. Good save for the Braves. Hit over to the other side, it's Smith. That was Kira Stully trying to tip it over, just couldn't get it over. That ties it up at 8.
Yeah, Coleman did a nice job keeping it alive. Good swing from Stewart. I think she's someone we'll talk about throughout the evening. I think she's going to be a real breakout star in the front row for Unioto this year. And then unable to convert in the middle there.
A 9-8 lead here for the Braves. Claire King back to serve for the Braves. Received by Miller. This one batted around. Unioto trying to get it over. They do. A nice hit by Kira Stully. And I believe that was number 10, Allie Park, with the kill for the Braves.
One thing to really take a look at is, and this is just good coaching, good scouting, good execution in terms of the serving accuracy. The ability to go away from Coleman and force other people to touch it in the serve receive certainly could be a factor throughout the evening.
Back to serve for Unioto sophomore Jade Stewart. And this one goes back towards the baseline. That gives Logan Elm an 11-9 lead.
Yeah, just a little bit of like I said, maybe a nervous start for Unioto. You look up there on the board, Logan Elm with 11 points. Right off the top of my head, I think Unioto's had, about 3 service errors, maybe 2 or 3 serve receive errors. Just one of those games. Volleyball is almost one of those sports sometimes where you got to make sure you're not losing the match as much as you try to win it.
This one received by number 13, Ella Cutright. Not able to bring it down. A 12-9 lead now for Logan Elm. Williams to serve, received by Coleman. Going up for the kill, it's Cutright. Dug up by number 9, Claire King. Another nice save by Coleman. This one hit over by Spett. This time Marshall going for the kill. She gets it to go. A 12-10 lead now for Logan Elm.
Outstanding job by setter there. Wetzel's into the game setting here in the 6-2 attack.
They actually called it out.
She did a great job going to that backside, but you're right, they did.
This one received by Cutright. On the right side, it's Stully. And we'll have another point going to the Braves. And I believe we're going to have a Unioto timeout. Be a 60-second timeout. 60-second timeout. We'll quickly step aside. You're watching Ohio High School Volleyball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere.
All right, welcome back in here to Unioto High School. Logan Elm set to serve here, received by Cutright. This time it's set by Stewart, and a nice block there from Logan Elm. This time Marshall on the right side going for the kill. Goes right into the net. A 15-9 lead now for Logan Elm here in the first set.
Thought it was a good timeout by Coach. I think he sensed the nerves a little bit. Like I said, a lot of unforced errors, and then you throw in Logan Elm on the attack a little bit. It's just a good start for the Braves. Logan Elm doing a nice job of moving the ball up and down the net. That time you could tell the block was just about a second late, and they were able to tool it inside there and get the kill.
This one received by Coleman. Set up by Wetzel, sent to the other side. This time Cutright on the left side, gets it over. Marshall once again could get rewarded this time, although a nice job by the Braves to get it back over. Cutright going to try again. This time gets it to go. That puts Unioto at 10 now to Logan Elm's 16.
Wetzel pushed that outside a little bit more than Ella was expecting. Ella able to adjust with the left hand and keep it in play.
Stully back to serve for Unioto. And gonna come away with an ace, the second one here for Unioto in the first set. And Stully back-to-back aces. That cuts it to a 4-point lead here for Logan Elm. Stully going to try for the trifecta. And it just gets over the net. 3 aces in a row for Stully.
Well, I think I had one for Marshall early and then cover. I think that's 5 aces is what I had, I think, out of the 13 points. So that's that risk reward we've been talking about.
This one hit over by Ava Neff. Cutright on the left side. A nice hit by Cutright. Although a nice save by Logan Elm. Cutright once more. Hit over by Neff. Cutright right back over. This one getting stuck up in the ceiling.
I think got a double hit on the other side there. Yep.
Yeah, low ceiling here at Unioto always results in a little bit of fun for volleyball games. Another 60-second timeout. Although we'll stay here. We know it got cut out at the beginning, obviously. We were talking about the coaches. Obviously, Unioto losing Jackie Kello. She goes to Huntington. That brings in Jimmy Hutton. Shane, I know he's been around for a while. Just tell me a little about Coach Hutton and what you think he can bring to this Unioto team.
Well, Coach Hutton he's no stranger to the SVC. Had some time as a head coach there at Zane Trace. Some nice time with the Adena program, and then head coaching there at Southeastern here recently with the Skeens and Goebel and Heiss group. That was real successful. So now he comes into Unioto where, obviously a place like Unioto, you're always going to have size, you're always going to have athleticism, and I would say, based on where they've been the last couple years, these girls starting to get a little bit older now. I would say he's coming in at a pretty good time. I would think that you're going to see a pretty big step forward for this Unioto team this year.
This one up in the rafters as well. But the return by Logan Elm just catches the line. A 17-4 lead now for the Braves. Speaking of the Braves, Aaron Ridenauer, coach for the Braves. Tell us a little bit about him and what you think he brings to this Lady Braves team.
Well, just great experience. He has great demeanor. He has great knowledge of the game. Again, someone Unioto fans, they know well. SVC know well. He had some outstanding teams here at Unioto, going back to the Overly teams there with Alexis and so forth. So, this is always a fun matchup. I've had a chance to see it now 2-3 years in a row here on opening night. And, when you look up here at the board right now and, you see the 18-15 start, I certainly think we're in for another competitive match here to start the season this year.
18-15 off the Cutright kill. Marshall to serve for Unioto. This time Adams going to go for the kill, blocked by Unioto. A good job by Logan Elm trying to save it. It's eventually batted down by Allie Park. Only a 2-point lead here. I believe at one time was a 16-9 lead for Logan Elm, but 3 straight aces from, who was it? I believe it was Kira Stully.
Yep.
Got them right back in it. Now it's only a 2-point game. Speaking of Cutright, she goes on the left side. Hit back over, dug up by Coleman. And I believe we had one too many hits for Unioto.
Just didn't quite get her feet set, and as a result on the ball handling there, you get that little 1-2 contact, and that's enough to give Logan Elm a point.
Sadie Binkley to serve for the Braves, received by Spett. In the middle, that's Park going for the kill for Unioto. Kaylee Adams trying to tip it over, although blocked back by the Shermans. 19-17 now. 2
of the last 3 points. Allie Park, sophomore there in the middle, doing a nice job getting the 2 hands extended out over the net, that time placing it just inside the line.
Dug up by Coleman once again for Unioto. Jade Stewart going for the kill. The point will go to Logan Elm. 20-17 lead now for the Braves.
Yeah, had no touch on the block there. It caught the top of the net and came back over, resulting in that 4th touch.
Rhodes back to serve for Logan Elm. Park going to get it back over for Unioto. This one set up by Rhodes, going for the kill. It's Claire King. She gets it to go. A 21-17 lead now for Logan Elm.
Yeah, King, just a freshman. The rookie had 11 kills in the Zane Trace 5-set loss. Pretty impressive. Pretty good high point there, up over the block.
Marshall going for the save. Once again catches upstairs in the rafters. Goes right out of bounds. A 22-17 lead now for Logan Elm.
Unioto serve receive continues to be a little bit of an issue, having trouble getting on the attack.
That one went right through the rafters on the ceiling. Jade Stewart trying to make a play, just not able to make good contact with the ball. A 6-point, 23-17 lead for Unioto. I believe that was another Unioto timeout.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you know, basically in that situation right there, I bet throughout this first set, you know, I mentioned earlier the ability of them to serve it away from Coleman, I think, has kind of been a big factor in this first set. Unioto's had trouble being consistent in the serve receive and getting on the consistent attack. You throw in some of Unioto's early service errors of their own, and that's kind of how we arrived here at 23-17. The other thing that jumped out at me is the size of King at the net there. That was really, really impressive when she went up in the middle there that last time. So that's something to keep an eye on throughout the night.
Rhodes to serve by Logan Elm, received by Coleman. In the middle, that's Platt going for the kill. And that will get a point for Unioto.
Well, had to have it. You know, 23-17, Coleman was able to get it up to the setter there and give Platt an opportunity and see if Coleman can't spark him here at the service line.
Coleman to serve, and she'll come away with the ace. That gets Unioto up to 19 now, only a 4-point differential here in the first set. Kind of now or never time here for Unioto in this first set. Almost another ace for Coleman. On the left side, that's Stewart. In the middle, I believe that's King once again, almost getting the point for Logan Elm. Stewart going to hit it back over. This one's set up by Rhodes to Williams on the left side. Actually, I believe that was Jillian Ayers getting the kill for Logan Elm. Going to have to bear with me a little bit here on the numbers here, as we are looking through a net, and it's a little tough to see the numbers now and again, but they plan on getting through it. A little bit of miscommunication here for Unioto. That will result in a first set win for Logan Elm. And in between sets here, we will step aside and be back with the second set here from Unioto High School. You're watching Ohio High School Volleyball right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Buying a car from the wrong dealership can leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Yuck!
But it's our mission at Glockner to make car buying a piece of cake.
Hooray!
Maybe it's our fast, friendly sales process, or that we don't play games with the numbers we show you. You'll get a detailed proposal with full disclosure on your purchase that makes sense. No tricks or hidden fees. Plus, stop by any Glockner location for a 15-minute KBB vehicle appraisal, and we'll give you big cash for your vehicle same day, even if you don't buy one from us. And for this month only, new and pre-owned vehicle buyers get their first oil change for free. That's piece of cake car buying. We make it easy at Glockner.com.
Welcome back here to Unioto High School. About a minute and a half here before the second set begins. Obviously, the first volley of the night. First of all, Sophie Coleman enters this season. You know, it's probably a funny thing ending last season with $9.99, having to wait a whole year up until this first game here in 2022. Comes into the game with 999 career digs. First volley, gets it. You know, we're not 100%. We know the audio was out for some portion of the start of the stream, so sorry if, you know, we've already said all this, but, you know, just in case, you know, Shane if you want to kind of highlight the importance of a dig and, the importance of reaching 1,000 career digs as a player here in high school.
Well, I think what's interesting about Sophie, she's such a good all-around volleyball player. So throughout her career, there's probably been should we use her as a setter a little bit? Should she be a passer? Could she hit and play all the way around? And she started to settle into that. They get a little setting help this year, and she falls into this role here and really turns Unioto into one of the better passing teams in the league when you consider Speck back there with her, who's been at this since her freshman year. And then Miller, I've always been real impressed with her effort and so forth. So, we highlight the kills a lot of times and maybe even the assists and so forth. But I think as the liberos come into volleyball and the different collar jersey and some of those different things, I think the passing has started to get a little bit more of a highlight here in modern day volleyball, with rightfully so. And what's funny about it is we saw a little bit of that on display in the first set there. The lack of serve receive in certain areas that really impacted Unioto in a negative way there. We'll see if they can turn it around here as we get going in set 2.
Addison Smith to start things off here in the second set. On the right side, that's Marshall going for the kill. An early 1-0 lead for Unioto. I believe Unioto started off that last set on a 3-0 run, and then it was Logan Elm that fought back. At one point had a 6-point lead. And, Unioto at some points cut it down to 3-2, but just could never get back into tying it up or even taking a lead. We will have an ace there for Abby Marshall.
Marshall with a nice swing on the backside for the kill, then goes right back to the line with an ace here. We'll see if she can get it going and get Unioto off to this positive start here in the second set.
Marshall serve on the way, received by Adams. Hit back by Logan Elm. Coleman maybe not aware of how many hits had already been made, or just didn't have an angle. One too many hits for the Shermans. A 2-1 lead now for Unioto. And Sadie Binkley back to serve for Logan Elm. This one received by Spett, set by Marshall on the right side. That's Cutright going for the kill. Dug up by Binkley. Adams going to tip it back over for Logan Elm. That'll tie it up at 2.
Just a really good feel for the game, this Logan Elm team. I mean, it doesn't surprise you with the Coach Ridenauer-led squad, but they're long, they're lanky, they're athletic. But they have such a good feel for the game around the net in terms of maneuvering around the block and finding the open areas.
This one set by Marshall. Platt going for the kill on the left side. It's received by Wetzel. Platt once again going for the kill. A solid block by Kaylee Adams. And once again, it's Unioto starting off hot. Last time it was 3-0. This time a 2-0 lead to start the set. And 3 straight points from Logan Elm gives them a 3-2 lead.
Good defensive effort from Coleman. And then the set was a little tight, and the double block was there to record the point.
On the left side, Platt going for the kill. It puts it right into the net. A 4-2 lead for Logan Elm. One received by Platt. Marshall not wasting any time. Hits it over on the second hit. And nice block there. I think it was Cutright and Park going up for the block. Gets the point for Unioto. Brings it to a 4-3 lead now for Logan Elm.
I like Park's overall effort and the way she stays active and stays with the play. We've seen her be a factor at the net here 3 or 4 times already.
Cutright serve is received by Foltz. Going to be hit back over by Smith. Right in the middle, that's Park going for the kill for Unioto. And miscommunication for the Braves allows the ball just to fall right in between a couple Logan Elm players. That ties it up at 4. Cutright to serve for Unioto. Just nicks the top of the net. And not exactly sure what the call was.
Another double hit there, illegal set.
Cutright to serve once again. This time set by Williams. Going up the middle is Adams for the kill. No, I believe that was actually Claire King. Only a freshman. A pretty big presence in the middle of the floor.
Logan Elm does a nice job of moving that ball up and down the net. It really keeps the block guessing.
This one received by Stewart, set by Marshall, back to Stewart. Nice dig by Logan Elm. Adams knocks it back over. Marshall once again to Platt. A nice block by Williams. Stewart gonna try. A nice effort there from Logan Elm to keep it going. Marshall sets it once again. Park goes for the kill. Logan Elm, outstanding defense. Platt tips it over. Rhodes tips it back over to the Unioto side. A pretty nice volley here for both teams. Stewart on the left side, hit in the air by Binkley. And King goes for the kill and finally comes away with the point for Logan Elm. Probably the longest volley we've had tonight.
Yeah, it really was. Both the outstanding, there's two really outstanding liberos in tonight's game, and they were both on display there, and then able just not to get the hands over on the block, and they were able to tool it in for the kill.
On the right side, it's Park going for the kill. Tipped back over by King. I'm assuming we're going to have an illegal touch.
Yeah, you get that. Basically what they're looking for, the way it's always explained to me, is you get that little 1-2 contact, and they just got to be able to get their feet set and clean that up a little bit. I think we've had about 5 of those already.
Coleman served, received by King. Tipping it over is Adams. Set by Marshall. Stewart tips it over and gets the point for Unioto.
Athletic adjustment by Stewart. And, DC, one thing, on those, a lot of fans will say, I'll let them play. There's a lot there. But what's really hurt our area over the years is we've had some of our best teams advance to the regional, and then they start calling it a little bit tighter like that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the Southeast officials really picking up on that.
So dug up by Miller, set by Marshall. Up the middle, it's Stully. It's blocked by the Braves. That ties it up once again at 7. We've had a lot of ties this set. It was tied 2-2, then tied at 4-4. Maybe even been tied at 6, now tied at 7. One received by Marshall, set by Platt. Stewart hits it to the overside, dug up by Van Hoos. Stewart gonna hit it over. Set by Rhodes, going for the kill is King. That gives Logan Elm an 8-7 lead.
Yeah, again, just contacting the ball so high that if the block is late, that's pitch and catch, as we like to say, in terms of other sports. That's pretty easy when the net's open.
Van Hoos back to serve for Logan Elm. This one received by Coleman, set by Platt. And hit over by a recently checked in Macy Darth. King going up for the kill. Tell you what, a lot of ferocity behind those kill attempts for Claire King. Received by Miller, set by Platt. Stewart on the left side gets it back over. This time Rhodes sets it up. King once again goes for the kill. And a 3-point lead now for Logan Elm.
Yeah, King's just simply taking the set over. We've seen it a little bit on the offensive side there on the overpass. Gets involved defensively a little bit as well. Just really impressive Logan Elm rookie.
Stewart on the left side gets it over. Binkley digs it up. King just taps it over this time. Unioto just getting a little crowded there on the rotation, results in another point for Logan Elm. I believe that's 5 straight for Logan Elm. We will have a timeout for Unioto, be a 60-second timeout. Just have some notable graduates from this Logan Elm team, and I haven't practiced these names, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I believe Kaya Elsey graduates 502 digs last season. That was 4th in Division II. And then this next one, Arrowin Savage. You can give it a shot if you want. I believe it's Erwin Savage. 382 kills. That was 8th in Division II. And then you had a couple others, and Mariah Neff and Alex Heater, who are both top 5 and aces in the MSL. So, when you lose anybody that's cracking top 5 on any level and any stat, you've got some spaces to fill. But, from the first set and, so far through this second set, it seems like Logan Elm has done a pretty good job.
Well, having a freshman like King certainly is a good place to start.
Yeah. It always makes coaching life a little easier when you have a stud freshman walk in and, hits the ball as hard as she does, as tall as she is. Makes it a lot easier. You have Cutright checking in for Miller for Unioto. This one received by Platt straight over and tipped back by Addison Smith. A 13-7 lead now for Logan Elm.
Yeah, Van Hoos really causing some fits with the serve. There, another overpass, just a simple point for Logan Elm.
And I believe, did Darth go over the net?
Yeah, got into the net, I believe. Yep.
Have another substitution for Unioto. It's Stully checking in for Macy Darth. Van Hoos once again to serve. This one wayward, and it will be a 14-8 lead now for the Braves.
Well, never a good time to miss the serve. I think Coach Reinauer, again, when you look risk-reward, you look at the previous 4 or 5 serves and what she was able to accomplish. You certainly want her being aggressive.
This time, Jillian Ayers just not able to get it over the net. 2 straight points now for Unioto, and a 14-9 lead for the Braves. This one dug up by Smith, set. Here goes King on the left side, sorry, on the right side. Tries it again, gets it to go. Claire King, a huge factor for this Logan Elm team.
Well, she did such a good job of just going right back up. We always talk about those really elite athletes. It's almost like they don't have to regather. They just hit the floor and spring back up. That was impressive.
This time, King going to serve for Logan Elm. And must have had illegal touching for Unioto. A 16-9 lead. It's kind of starting to get away from Unioto. It's kind of similar to what we saw in the first set. Ace for Claire King, going to go ahead try to make it 2. This one received by Marshall. Stully going to tip it over.
Illegal there as well, yeah.
Unioto finally able to break the Logan Elm hot streak, get back on the board. A 17-10 lead now for Logan Elm. One received by King. Van Hoos gets it back into play. Rhodes gets it over for Logan Elm. Up the middle, Stully just taps it over, dug up by Van Hoos. On the left side, that's Cutright going for the kill. Van Hoos gets it up in the air. No other Brave able to get to it, 17-11. If you're just now tuning in, welcome in to Unioto High School here for the inaugural volleyball stream here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority. Nice recovery there for Stewart. Stully able to tip it back over for Unioto. This one set up by Rhodes. That was Jillian Ayers with the kill for Logan Elm.
Nice job on the outside. The block was late getting set, and she just pulled it right off the block to the outside. Unioto had an opportunity right there early in that volley. Stully there at the net, unable to get on top of that. You want to get on top of that one and throw it right down. She was able to tip it in play, but certainly an opportunity there for Unioto.
Williams to serve for the Braves, received by Coleman. Set up by Wetzel. And Cutright will come away with the kill for Unioto.
one of the few times that Logan Elm served a little bit easy, right into the middle there, the Coleman, and was able to get cut right into a comfortable spot on the outside into a good swing.
Stelly to serve for Unioto, dug up by the Braves. Marshall on the right side going for the kill, and will come away with it. You know, a pattern here seems to be, you know, once you get into double digits on either set, it's really not back and forth. It's one team will go on a run, and then the other team will go on a run. It's just, you know, Logan Elm in both sets has kind of had that 5 or 6 point run, and then it's usually pretty even the rest of the time. Unioto just can't catch back up. And received by Neff, set by Williams, tipped back over by Neff. And it will be out of bounds. That'll push Logan Elm up to 19.
Not a bad idea. There's certainly a spot there over on the side, just a little too strong with it.
This one received by Cutright on the left side. It's Park going for the kill. Tipped back over by Wetzel. Cutright on the left side, gets it over. This one set up by Williams. In the middle, going for the kill is Neff. Cutright going to try it again. And this time is successful. That cuts the Logan Elm lead down to 5.
Ella coming to life here on the outside a little bit. See if Marshall can get him going with the serve here and give him some opportunities. There's a good start.
Yeah, that's always a good start. An ace on the first serve.
She gets a nice angle on that jump serve. She gets some good action on it, and really forces the passer to get squared up.
This time, Adams going to tip it over. And probably going to have illegal touching on Adams. That cuts it down to 3. And we will have a Logan Elm timeout. We'll step aside for a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Volleyball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by OhioHealth has to offer by visiting our website at sosaohio.com for complete coverage of area.
All right, welcome back here to Unioto High School. Reaching the end of the second set here, Logan Elm a 19-16 lead over Unioto. Unioto looking to come back here and doing so pretty well. At one point, I believe it was 19 to maybe 13.
I had 19-13, yeah. So 19-17. Now it's been behind the serving of Marshall.
Once again, her second ace of this stretch, I believe.
That gives her about 5 or 6 on the night. I don't know if you can pick it up on your screen, on your phone or TV, however you're watching this evening, but she gets some real good diagonal cut action on that jump serve. She changes the angle up a little bit, and you could tell there in the back row that it was able to get a little lack of communication there and find that hole, because the Logan Elm, the libero there this evening, the Van Hoos girl, she's outstanding.
Adams goes for the kill for Logan Elm, able to connect. 20-18 lead now for the Braves. You look back into last season's matchup, it was Logan Elm that took the first 2 sets, and then Unioto battles back the next 2, and obviously Logan Elm comes away with it in the final set. So, and that second set last year was only decided by 2 points. It went 25-23. Cutright tips it back over, received by Binkley. And Unioto will come away with the point. Keeping it close here, Unioto fall all the way back from down 6.
Well, I believe Logan Elm went up 2-0 on Zane Trace over the weekend, right? When Zane Trace had come back and won that one in 5. I believe they were up 2-0 in that one as well. And a lot of people feel like Zane Trace is one of the, if not the favorite in this year's SVC race.
And Unioto able to tie it up 20-20 here in the second set. I believe we'll have a Logan Elm timeout. We'll just stay here for this one.
I feel like Unioto's serving's been probably the number one factor I would put on this comeback. Let's see, I had it at 19-13. Now we're sitting here at 20-20. It started with Marshall there, and I would say in this timeout, one, you're trying to break momentum, but I'm sure the number one concern is right now are just probably not real thrilled with his ladies' communication or lack thereof. We've seen 2 or 3 balls fall in where
right between some defenders.
Yeah. Like one of the big identity things tonight's just been their length and their athleticism and their effort, and it just seems like they've been a little deer in the headlights here during the last 6-7 points.
Cut right to serve for Unioto. Looking to take a lead here. But it's Logan Elm that'll come back and retake the lead 21-20. That was Caitlin Foltz getting the kill for the Braves. She'll check out. Hannah Rhodes will check in.
Foltz led the Braves in their Zane Trace 5-set defeat there with 13 kills over the weekend. So you come out of a timeout at 20-20 and go backside to your senior, and she delivers.
This one received by Miller, set by Marshall on the left side. It's Stewart going for the kill, but puts it right into the net. A 22-20 lead now for Logan Elm.
Big serve receive for Unioto right here.
Rhodes to serve for the Braves, received by Coleman. But a little bit of a reception error for Coleman. Miller not able to save it. A 3-point lead now for Logan Elm. We'll have another timeout. This time it's Unioto. Now in volleyball, it's only 60-second timeouts, correct? There's no 60, 30. It's all 60-second timeouts.
Yeah, you get 2 per set. Here it sounds like a broken record. Early in the year especially, I think, as teams are trying to find their rhythm, it's just, just the simplicity of getting that first pass on your serve reception has been such a key. And, right there, we're sitting at 20-20. The Logan Elm gets the kill at 21-20, and then it seems like a little bit of their serve takes over. So Unioto with an opportunity here to see if they can get a pass on target and see if they can get on the attack.
Stewart receives this one. Actually, once again, goes right through the rafters attached to the ceiling. This one hit back over by Ayers. On the right side, it's Platt going for the kill, set up. And King going for the kill. A nice recovery from Unioto. Stewart on the left side tips it back over. Dug up by Ayers. Having a legal touching error on the Braves. Unioto starting to claw back here.
Give Allie Park credit again. Logan Elm had a really nice opportunity in the middle, and she was able to get a touch in play and keep the volley alive, and Unioto was able to get the point.
Set up by Rhodes in the middle. It's King. She'll just tap it over. Marshall sets to the left side. It's Stewart who puts it over. A nice dig by Van Hoos. This time Ayers hits it over. Dug up by Miller. In the middle, Stoley tips it over. Either a little bit of a miscommunication between the Braves or maybe just thought it was going to go out. It just falls right in. Just caught, I believe, the inside part of the line. And that cuts the lead down to 1.
I thought Stoley was more decisive that time. I think she's noticed that hole a couple other times and just didn't really commit to it.
In the middle, it's King once again. A nice save by Marshall. Unioto able to get it back over. And the point will go to Unioto. That ties it up at 23. So we're either going to have back-to-back points here or go over the 25-point limit here in the second set.
Great call by you. That effort from Marshall was a difference maker in that point.
Van Hoos gets it up in the air, tipped over by Ayers. Set by Marshall. Stewart.
Illegal 1-2 touch again, yep.
I've seen him been going to Jade Stewart a lot on this left side. Not only in this set, but really early on. I don't know if, kill attempts is, a stat we would track, but I'd say Stewart probably pretty high right now for Unioto. Hit over by Ayers. Marshall will set to the right side. That's Platt. In the middle, King once again, a left-hand tip over. Stewart on the left side goes for the kill. Dug up by Binkley. And it'll result in a point for Unioto, 24-24. Been a pretty entertaining set here.
What has, again, certainly don't doubt the effort on either side. I think there's been some sloppy ball handling at times, but the effort and the competition certainly at a high level.
King on the right side and gets the kill. That puts Logan Elm at 25.
That's that slide action there where she comes running kind of like, to use a basketball term, like a layup there. She gets going to her strong hand, and really, really nice set there, and she delivers a kill.
One received by Miller. Set to the middle, it's Stully. Smith tips it over for Logan Elm, dug up by Miller. Stewart on the left side tips it over. A nice hit there by Rhodes. On the right side, it's Marshall going for the kill. That ties it up at 25.
Great back set from Wetzel. Ben with a freeze the big middle block and goes to the backside there, and Marshall able to get a swing, ties his back up at 25. Great setter play there from Unioto's junior Madeline Wetzel.
Stewart to serve for Uniota, and they'll come away with the point. It was Jade Stewart getting the ace for the Shermans, and a point here would result in a second set win for Uniota. Stewart to serve. Rhodes just going to tip it over, dug up to the left side. That's cut right. Marshall on the right side goes for the kill, but just catches the top part of the net. And we're back to another tie at 26.
Outstanding effort from Van Hoos there early in that volley to save the set for now for Logan Elm, and we're tied at 26. And let's see, I think we were tied 23, 24, 25, and now 26.
Yeah, a lot of ties early on in the set as well. On to serve for the Braves is Williams, received by Uniota. Cut right going for the kill. That was saved by Uniota. Tipped over is Ava Neff. On the right side, it's Marshall going for the kill. Good defense by the Braves. Van Hoos gets it up in the air. Neff going for the kill. Good communication here on both sides. Marshall sets it up, cut right, goes for the kill, and a nice block. I believe it was number 20, Caitlin Foltz, or a combination of Foltz and number 22, Ava Neff. Either way, a 27-26 lead here for Logan Elm.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Foltz got it on the outside, but Neff was certainly there on the double block as well in the middle.
This one received by Coleman. Marshall will get it back over for Uniota. That time Smith gets the kill. And it's a 28-26 win for the Braves. That'll send us to the third set with Logan Elm leading 2-0 over Uniota. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School Volleyball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
Buying a car from the wrong dealership can leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Yuck!
But it's our mission at Glockner to make car buying a piece of cake.
Hooray!
Maybe it's our fast, friendly sales process, or that we don't play games with the numbers we show you. You'll get a detailed proposal with full disclosure on your purchase that makes sense. No tricks or hidden fees. Plus, stop by any Glockner location for a 15-minute KBB vehicle appraisal, and we'll give you big cash for your vehicle same day, even if you don't buy one from us. And for this month only, new and pre-owned vehicle buyers get their first oil change for free. That's piece of cake car buying. We make it easy at Glockner.com.
And welcome back here to Unioto High School. Third set about 90 seconds out here. Shane, we were talking a little bit during the break. You're talking about Lindsay Van Hoos and her impact on that set. If you just want to give us a little insight on what you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think looking back at the St. Trace match the other day, she had 33 digs in that 5-set, the loss. And in the situation in that particular second set there was, 26-25 Unioto. They were coming off the Stewart ace to go up 1, and they had a chance to tie the match 1-1. And I just thought it was a typical play that we've seen from the Logan Elm libero throughout the evening. It was a nice diving effort to keep the ball off the floor. And I just think she's been real good tonight. And I think as we go into this third set, an interesting factor would be in that Zane Trace match the other day. I'm almost positive Logan Elm would have won those first 2 sets, and Zane Trace came storming back to win it in 5. You mentioned last year in this Unioto matchup, similar situation, correct?
Yep, 2-0 for Logan Elm. Unioto fights back, ties it at 2, but Logan Elm comes away with the win in set 5 to come away with the win in that game.
Yeah, so. I think you and I have been around sports long enough to use a baseball analogy. Those last 3 outs in that 7th inning for a high school team or in the 9th inning for a major league team, if you're not used to winning, that type of thing, just kind of being able to finish a little bit.
Marshall going to start things off in this set for Unioto. Neff gets it over for the Braves on the left side. Cutright going to try to bump it over, just a little wayward of inbounds, and that starts Logan Elm off with a 1-0 lead. Binkley serve received by Coleman. Platt on the left side goes for the kill and gets it. That ties things up at 1-1.
Good set, push to the outside there. The block unable to get all the way out to the line there, and Platt's able to sneak it in.
Cutright serve. And a little communication here for Logan Elm. It was pretty close to the net, so I can see why, maybe thinking it was going to go over. But that gives Unioto a 2-1 lead. Cutright to serve once again, gets another ace. And, we've seen this in the previous 2 sets. Unioto usually starts off hot. It was a 3-0 lead, a 2-0 lead, now a 3-1 lead. So we'll see if they can keep that going here in the third set. Cutright to serve once again, up in the air. This one hit over by Caitlin Foltz. It's King in the middle and finds an opening. And that puts the score at 3-2.
Just went right up over top the middle block and the Unioto back line, just a little bit deep, finding that hole there. It's where you got to trust your block a little bit more and cheat up and play that tip.
Rhodes to serve for Logan Elm. Miller's reception goes right back over the net. King will tip it over to the right side. It's Marshall, and up over the middle, that's Allie Park, and she will get the point for Unioto. Really do or die time here for Unioto. Obviously you got to get this set or the game's over. 4-2 lead. They're starting off the right way. This one received by Rhodes. Rhodes going to come back in the middle. Nice block there by Stully. Van Hoos able to get it back over. Set up by Marshall. Stully going to try it up the middle. What a recovery from Logan Elm. Able to get it back over. Dug up by Coleman. That's Stewart on the left side. And Unioto will come away with the point.
It's so important, if you can see it on your screen there, it's so important for all the hitters to go every time. Like that time, even with the loose set off the net, when Stawley went in the middle, it just freezes the blocker a little bit and gives Stewart a little bit more opening.
Marshall sets it up to the right side. That's Platt, a nice block from number 10, Jillian Ayers. She'll go for the kill. To the left side, Stewart tips it over. It's dug up by Rhodes. King gonna tip it over. Dug up by Stully, tipped over by Marshall. This time on the right side. A nice dig there by Sophie Coleman. And it's hit back over by Megan Miller. King up the middle and able to get the kill for Logan Elm. Really, it seems like on all these volleys that are extremely long, it's always King that comes in to finish off the deal. She's just, tired of playing around and gets the point for the Braves.
Well, it was a great effort from Coleman over here, and then as the defense was scrambling to get back, it left the middle of the court open.
5-4 lead now for Unioto here in the third set. If you're just now joining us, Logan Elm out to a 2-0 lead over Unioto. On Platt, it was kind of an awkward reception, able to recover. Stewart on the left side gets it over. In the middle, that's King. Miller digs it up. Marshall sets it to the left side. That's Stewart, and a nice block there from Claire King. That ties us up at 5s.
Wow. Stewart going with a little bit of a tip, just trying to go over top of the block into the middle, and it's just, I think just the size of King when she stretches out to the high point, just a little bit overwhelming in terms of size.
Still going to tip it over for Unioto. Smith gets it up. King coming up the middle. A nice block by Stoley and Platt. King going to try. Sorry, that is not King. Good recovery by Stewart, but it will not make it over to the net. That'll give a 6-5 lead for Logan Elm. Van Hoos to serve for the Braves. Received by Coleman, set up by Marshall, and tipped over by Stewart. Van Hoos going to get it up in the air, and what was almost a nice block by Stoley will end up being a point for Logan Elm. A nice kill by Jillian Ayers.
Just didn't quite get the block extended out over the net. Got to get those hands out over the net and not allow that ball to sneak down through.
Service error for Logan Elm gives a point to Unioto. Madeline Wetzel back to serve for the Shermans. King gonna tip it back over. Miller with the dig, set up by Wetzel. And a nice kill there by Stoley. That ties us up at 7.
Yeah, as Wetzel returns here in the 6-2 Unioto attack, she'll set across the back row. Right now you have opportunity for Stewart to swing on the outside, Stoley in the middle, and Marshall on the backside.
Smith right there able to get the kill for Logan Elm, which puts them back out in front with an 8-7 lead over Unioto here in the third set. King to serve for the Braves, set up by Wetzel. That's Cutright going for the kill, able to connect. I'm sorry, that was Jade Stewart with the kill. And once again, another tie here, this time at 8. And a nice block there by, it was kind of a combination between Cutright and Stoley. Gives Unioto a 9-8 lead. King gets it up in the air. Van Hoos able to get it back over for the Braves. Set up by Wetzel up the middle. Once again, kind of Cutright and Stoley getting it over. Stewart gets it up in the air, set by Wetzel. Marshall going for the kill, but a nice block by Ava Neff ties it back up at 9.
I don't think there was a touch. I think it just came back on the 4 touch there. I think it hit the top of the net, but the block was certainly there. And yeah, you're right. Just kind of back and forth here again, and you just feel like it's a real danger time for Unioto. Just in terms of you really, really want to try to apply a little bit of pressure here, because you're going to start to feel the pressure if you get behind into this third set.
Wetzel sets it up for Stoley on the outside. This time, that was Ava Neff getting it back over for Logan Elm. A nice save there from Unioto, and it pays off. A 10-9 lead now for the Shermans.
10-9.
cut right, tips it back over by Unioto. Williams gets it in the air. Neff gets it over for the Braves. Probably would have been out right there. Cut right gets it over. Van Hoos tips it up. That's Caitlin Foltz. This time Neff going for the kill. A nice save there by Stoley. Neff gets it over for the Shermans. Cut right once again going for the kill. Up the middle, Neff tips it over. Dug up by Spett. On the right side, that's Marshall. And puts it into the net once again. We're tied, this time at 10.
DC just got a message from Cindy Davis, head coach over at Zane Trace. Kinley May had broke a state record Saturday. They were 100% serve percentage, a 34 of 34. Waited to the night to release it because I wanted to surprise her before the match. So again, 34 of 34 on the serve percentage. Congratulations, Kinley May, outstanding setter. All-around player for Zane Trace there for the Lady Pioneers.
(11-10) lead here for Unioto. And just gets it stuck up in the net. It's cut right. And it's been back and forth since, 6 or 7? It's just been, one and the other.
Yeah, I have us tied here at 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Back and forth indeed.
Marshall sets it to the left side. That's Platt. This time it was Adams going for the kill. Cut right going to try for Unioto. And Logan Elm will come away with the point. It's 12-11. Binkley to serve for the Braves. Received by Platt. Platt going to try the kill as well. And she will come away with it. And I mean, I've been to some, you obviously talk about Zane Trace, really high ceiling.
Yeah.
Here, a pretty low ceiling. How much of a factor do you think that plays in a volleyball game?
Oh, it certainly does. Like there, what happened was it can hit the ceiling and come down on your side. That time it hit the ceiling as it crossed over, which made it no good. But there's no question about it. It's even more of a factor in some of the older junior high gyms if you go to some 7th and 8th grade matchups.
Huntington, that junior high gym is probably lower than the one here.
And not to be funny at all, but like a lot of volleyball coaches feel like that's a nice thing because you want to pass and play low. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. It's a good teaching tool. But yeah, sure, it's certainly a factor throughout the. Look, like we've just sat. Here the last hour, 28-26 in that last set. Just takes 1 or 2 breaks off the ceiling, and you're sitting here 1-1 or 2-0.
Well, if you are the home team of that low roofed gym, it can almost play as kind of like a home court advantage if you've adapted your gameplay to that roof size. Obviously that's not going to play a big factor when you go from small to high. It makes an impact when you go from high to low.
Right.
So, if you can adjust your game to a low ceiling, a low roofed gym, you go somewhere else, or if Zane Trace goes, I'm sure if Zane Trace went and played at Huntington, that's obviously a big, or even came and played here, it's, something you're going to have to adapt to. Platt able to find a hole for the Shermans. And I believe we've just now finally broken the back and forth pace there as Unioto able to get 2 in a row to make it 15-13 here in the third set. I didn't catch which team called the timeout. I'm assuming it was Logan Elm.
It was Logan Elm. Back-to-back points there as we were talking. At 13-13, it was a great defensive effort from Coleman that led to the point. And in that time, give Megan Miller a lot of credit on her coverage, keeping that ball off the floor and allowing Unioto to go back on the attack. And, here I really like the urgency of the timeout for Rydnar. I think Coach Rydnar sees the opportunity to apply the pressure up 2-0. The last thing you want to do is give Unioto playing at home here a little bit of confidence of sending this thing to a fourth set.
Well, I'm sure Coach Rydnar is, well aware of, last season's matchup. And you even talk about, they had a 2-0 lead on Zane Trace as well, or that's at least what we think.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that's correct here.
So, you never want to take your foot off the pace. It's similar to, having a 3-0 lead, in an NBA or, any professional series. Once you have the the series to a point where it's one game and you win, you just want to try to close it out as soon as possible. Up the middle, King going for the kill, dug up by Coleman to the left side. Stewart able to get it to go. 16-13 now for Unioto.
Yeah, and give Coleman some credit defensively there. And then I really like the aggressiveness of Stewart taking on the block and sneaking inside.
Coleman serve, misses the zone. That breaks what I believe was either a 3 or 4 point streak there for Unioto. That brings the score to 16-14 in favor of the Shermans.
Stawley went across court there with the kill. On that Logan Elm Zane Trace, looking back at Coach Davis' text from Saturday. Yeah, Logan Elm won 25-18 there in the first 2 sets, and then Zane Trace comes back 25-22, 25-14, 15-8. So after that tight third set, they really took over the match. So
Van Hoos gets it up in the air. Smith going for the kill, dug up by Miller on the left side. Stewart gets it over and comes away with the point for Unioto. Unioto in a good position here to, force a fourth set. A 4-point lead, only having to get to 25, sitting at 18. Marshall's going for the big kill. Yeah. Just comes up right in the net, puts it at 18-15.
Certainly had the open opportunity there, just a little over-aggressive. But Unioto still up 18-15 here. They'll need a good serve receive to keep the momentum.
Wetzel to the middle. That's Stully. Gets it over for Unioto. And we'll have an illegal touching on Ava Neff. That pushes Unioto up to 19. Cutright checking in for Miller for Unioto.
That's what I was going to say. As Miller comes out there, I thought she was really good on that. Her 3 rotations across the back row there, giving some nice defense.
Stewart able to get the ace for Unioto. And we're going to have a Logan Elm timeout. We'll step aside quickly. You're watching Ohio High School Volleyball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie and Son Trucking, each week at SOSAOhio.com.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere.
And welcome back in here to Unioto High School. Stewart coming off of the fresh ace, looking to make it 2 in a row. This one set up in the air, hit to the other side by Ayers, and she will come away with the kill for Logan Elm. Still going to be an uphill battle here for the Braves for the remainder of this set.
Well, almost every major run tonight on both sides has been a combination of some tough serving and some poor serve receive. So at the 2016 mark from Unioto, I really think their ability to pass the volleyball will be a big key down the stretch here.
Serve received by Cutright. Stully tips it over on the right side. Smith trying to tip it over for Logan Elm and comes away with the point. That cuts it to 3.
I would say Coach Hutton won't let this go past 2018. If you see a Logan Elm point here, I'd say you'll see a timeout.
Received by Cutright up in the air. Wetzel. And a nice block there by Ava Neff. I believe she had some help as well. And you spoke it right into existence. Is Coach Hutton going to call a timeout here? 20-18 now. Still in favor of Unioto, although obviously at one point, 2016, you give up 2 straight. Really, I believe it was
2015.
Right, so that's, 4 of the last 5 points scored was in favor of the Braves. So, obviously going to try to slow down the momentum here. regroup a little bit and try to close this set out.
It's kind of like volleyball's version of calling the play out of the huddle, but before you can do all that, you have to have that quality serve receive that we've talked about. If you can pass on target here, you can kind of determine, hey, where do we want to go? How do we want to attack them? But it all starts with a good pass on target here.
Williams to serve for the Braves. Wetzel gets it up in the air, and Cutright comes away with the big kill. Back to a 3-point lead for Unioto, 21-18.
Two outside hitters, Cutright and Stewart. I just think you're going to see their confidence really, really grow here in 2022. I mean, it's just that they've kind of been young hitters over the last couple of years, and they're starting to grow into those breakout years for them this year, I think.
Set up in the air, Neff goes for the kill. And this one off the hand, I believe it was Marshall. They go out of bounds, 21-19. On to serve it, Smith. Received by Cutright, up in the air. Cutright goes for the kill. Dug up by the Braves. Hit back over the net by Adams. And I believe she got into the net there. Resulting in a point for the Braves, 21-20.
Chance tied up for Logan Elm here.
I believe it's a 5-2 run for Logan Elm, so you're sitting at 19-15. Left side, Park gets it over. A nice dig by Adams. Cutright just going to bump it over. Van Hoos gets it up in the air. And will go out of bounds, resulting in a point for Unioto. Platt going to check in for Unioto.
Marshall's had some success on the serve.
Good dig there by Van Hoos. Another nice dig, this time by Marshall for Unioto. Cutright gets it over for Unioto. Williams gets it up in the air in the middle. That's Neff. And batted around. Unioto comes away with the point.
You can really see the defensive difference when Allie Park's in the game there in the middle for Unioto. Just such a factor of putting up the big block.
Marshall on to serve once again. A little too long there for Marshall. That puts Logan Elm at 21.
Again, you hate to lose your aggressiveness on the risk-reward serve, but at 23-20, you just want to continue to apply the pressure to your opponent there.
Binkley serves it up for Logan Elm on the left side. Platt gets it over. Nice dig by number 14, Adams. Cutright going to try it on the left side and comes away with the kill. Unioto just 1 point away from forcing the fourth set.
Another aggressive swing from Cutright. Really like as the match goes on how her aggressiveness is picked up.
Cutright to serve for Unioto. Miscommunication here by the Braves results in a 25-21 third set win for Unioto. That'll send us to a fourth set. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School Volleyball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
See everything Southern Ohio Sports Authority presented by OhioHealth has to offer by visiting our website at sosaohio.com for complete coverage of area athletes and teams, including game stories, features, live streams of games, player and coach interviews, nightly scores, area standings, and much more. You can even view and purchase action photos from our more than 100 galleries. That's SOSAOhio.com for the best local sports coverage around.
All right, welcome back in here to the inaugural volleyball stream here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority. Hopefully the first of many here on our YouTube channel. But in terms of tonight's contest, it was Logan Elm taking the first 2 sets, similar to last season and similar to their previous game against Zane Trace. But it was Unioto able to capitalize, get a 25-21 win in the 3rd set. Shane, you know, is a team that has 2 wins in a set. You'd hope to close it out, but you know, Unioto not giving up, getting gritty here, and you know, looking to win this set, force it to a 15-point 5th set, and maybe coming away with an opening night win. That would put Logan Elm at 0-2 to start the season. So, yeah, I mean, been a pretty entertaining volleyball game so far. I'd say all 3 sets, especially I'd say the 2nd set, was probably the most entertaining of the 3. You know, it went back and forth the whole time. Anytime a set goes over 25, it's always going to be a memorable set, which, you know, that one 28-26. So, you know, Unioto hoping to get another win here and force it to a 5th set.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, anytime you get 2 Division II teams, you're going to have some length and athleticism. 2 really, really well-coached volleyball teams that are only going to get better here in the next couple weeks as they find their rhythm, find their rotation, and just, you know, get some of their feels together. You know, you mentioned some of the young ladies at Logan Elm graduated a year ago, so. I look out there, I see a mix of old and young, and some of the youngs are really, really talented. Yeah. We highlighted the play of King throughout the night, and I love the play of Van Hoos, just a junior. And then on the Unioto side, I thought their defense picked up that over the last set and a half. And then on the outside, I've highlighted Stewart and Cutright. I feel like they're starting to swing with a little bit more aggressiveness. So that's just a few things to keep an eye on here as we go to the 4th set.
Addison Smith going to start things off for Logan Elm. Serving it up, but it's Ali Park getting the kill for Unioto. Unioto been really efficient in the first, you know, handful, 3, 4, 5 points in all 3 sets so far, getting the first point here in the 4th. Marshall set to serve. A nice dig there by King. Illegal touching going to allow Unioto to capitalize, get a 2-0 lead here in the early moments of this 4th set.
I mentioned the Zane Trace comeback win on Saturday. That 3rd set was also really tight, and then things kind of went in Zane Trace's favor, and they started to pull away over the 4th and 5th set.
Marshall serve goes into the net. That gives possession back to Logan Elm and a point. 2-1 lead now for the Shermans. Binkley to serve. Received by Spett. Set up in the air by Marshall on the right side. Cutright gets the kill for Unioto. And I think now it's safe to say Unioto have been really efficient in all 4 sets so far here tonight. Van Hoos able to get it back over, and it just goes out of bounds. Yeah, 4-1 lead now for Unioto. They've done a really good job at controlling the early volleys of all 4 sets. I don't know if we have the exact numbers, but now a 5-1 lead. I know the last set, I believe it was either 3-1 or 4-1, and then the 2 before it was 3-0, 2-0. So, you know, a good start here for Unioto in the 4th set.
Well, the early timeout, and again, you know, I don't want to speak for him, but I've coached long enough that I just kind of know how the high school mind works. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, this is starting to have a little bit of that feel of the Zane Trace match over the weekend. You know what I mean? When you outplay a quality opponent for 2 sets, you feel like you should have put them away in the 3rd set and you didn't. And you can almost just feel the entire momentum of the match start to go here a little bit. So I think that's probably where Coach Reinauer is just wanting to get control of this as soon as possible and try to get his young ladies back in the set.
Cutright to serve for Unioto. And illegal touching once again. Unioto out to a 6-1 lead over Logan Elm. Right back over the net is the reception from Logan Elm. Stewart gets it back over. And Unioto not able to recover as that one goes into the net. A 6-2 lead now for Unioto. Miller checking in for Unioto. Couple substitutions for Logan Elm. Hannah Rhodes as well as Jillian Ayers both checking in. And an ace there. I believe that was Binkley. No, sorry, that was Hannah Rhodes. Just checked in. Fresh off the bench, gets a save. Or sorry, an ace. I don't know why I said save. Rhodes to try again. Received by Coleman. Marshall gets it up in the air. And a nice kill there by Stewart.
Good aggressive attack. Stewart on the outside there. We talked about Cutright, and then Stewart now as Cutright comes off the floor in the back row, and Miller plays the back row for. Now Stewart will swing on the outside here for 3 rotations.
Ayers goes for the kill, dug up by Miller. Stewart gonna give it a try. Van Hoos keeps it alive up the middle. That's Rhodes going for the kill and comes away with it. That cuts Unioto's lead down to 3. Stoley going to get it back over for Unioto. Up in the air. King goes for the kill and comes away with it. Claire King, been a force to reckon with in all 4 sets here tonight. Van Hoos to serve, gets it over, received by Coleman, set up by Marshall. Stewart comes in the middle and gets it to go with the kill. Platt gonna check out. That is Madeline Wetzel checking in for Unioto. She'll go back to serve. This one received by Smith, hit up in the air by Rhodes. And Ayers gonna get it over for Logan Elm. Stoley goes for the kill. And just about comes away with it. A nice job there by Logan Elm to keep it alive. Stewart gonna give it a try, tips it over. A nice dig there by Rhodes. Set by Wetzel. Marshall just tips it over. And Logan Elm keeps it alive. Stewart once again hit by King. Rhodes going to get it up in the air. King going for the kill. Able to come away with it once again. Extremely impactful player for Logan Elm is Claire King.
Yeah, she really is with her size and length. And, the last couple, I think since the 5-1 timeout from Coach Ridenauer, we've seen just a little bit more effort, a little bit more pace from Logan Elm.
Almost a nice idea there from Marshall, just not able to execute. That puts the score to 8-7 in favor of Unioto. Just missed the line over there on the right side. King to serve once again. On the right side, that was Stewart, who comes away with the kill for Unioto. 9-7 lead now for the Shermans.
Stop the 6-2 run from Logan Elm there.
Ayers able to get it over for Logan Elm. Wasn't sure if anybody was going to go after it. Cutright gets it over. Van Hoos back to the Unioto side, up in the air by Wetzel. Stoley goes for the kill. A nice block by Ava Neff. Able to keep it alive. Addison Smith goes for the kill. Unioto able to keep it going. Cutright comes away with the point for Unioto. Now a 10-7 lead.
Good adjustment from Cutright. Almost had another illegal set there, but not called, and Cutright able to come off the net and adjust really nicely.
A nice serve there by Jade Stewart. Set up by Wetzel to the left side. Cutright with the left hand. Unioto not able to save it. didn't get a number, but I believe it was 2 players on the left side able to make the block for Logan Elm. Marshall able to come away with the kill.
Nice job there, setter, hitter on the same page. The hitter does a nice job going to her setter and gets that quick set and able to beat the block.
Stoley to serve for Unioto, received by Hannah Rhodes on the right side. Addison Smith trying to get it up and over, not able to do so. A 4-point lead now for Unioto.
Unioto's had some success in this particular rotation throughout the night. Stoley's done a nice job serving, and there's just some matchups at the net that I think Unioto's been able to take advantage of.
Another nice serve from Stoley, set up in the air by Williams. As Ava Neff going for the kill for Logan Elm, and a nice tip there. I think that was Marshall.
Marshall has a nice feel for the game, seeing the court well. There's a couple times, like you said, she's had some ideas, maybe not executed, but then the last 2 or 3 times able to find their spot.
Received by Rhodes. I believe that was Caitlin Foltz trying to get the kill, not able to get it over the net. We'll have a 60-second timeout for Logan Elm. We'll stay here. You know, Marshall appears to be a pretty big hitter when it comes to going for kills. Just, you know, at least tonight so far just had some troubles getting it over the net. But when she does, I'd say she's got a pretty high kill percentage.
Yeah, Unioto with the 6-2 attack. So when you see number 5, Madeline Wetzel, enter the game to serve, she's going to set across that back row for those 3 rotations, and that's when Marshall's in the front row and she becomes a hitter. Then when you see Marshall go back to serve, she'll become the setter for 3 rotations there. So, yeah, Marshall has some good overall skill set, able to impact the match in a lot of different ways. So in this particular rotation I'm referring to right here, you'll see 5, Wetzel's the setter here when the ball comes back across. Well, when they come into serve receive now.
Coleman going to check back in for Unioto. Stoley will head to the bench. Van Hoos will do the same for Logan Elm. Park able to get it over, received by Adams. Adams able to get the point as well for Logan Elm. That cuts it down to 4.
One of the few times they've been able to beat Park one-on-one on the block there. Went back across the middle, and Allie just a hair late. Allie's had a really nice night at the net defensively, but that time they were able to sneak it by her.
Wetzel gets it up in the air. Park tips it over. Nice effort there by Brianna Williams. And we'll have a legal touching that'll go for a point for Unioto.
Well, you called it. It was a great effort from Williams. But what happens there, she's the setter, so when she's stepping in defensively to take that first ball, it forces someone else to handle it, and a lot of times that can result in the miscue.
Van Hoos able to keep it alive. Back over the net is Williams to the left side. Cut right, goes for the kill, and it just catches a piece of the line for the 16th point of the set for Unioto. Unioto in a good position here to force a 5th set.
Cutright's been terrific over the second half of this match here after a slow start.
Marshall to serve, received by King. Gets stuck up in the rafters on the ceiling, bouncing around, makes it hard to get to. A 17-10 lead now for Unioto. Marshall once again on the serve. King receives it, and just not good contact there for Caitlin Foltz. 18-10 lead now for Unioto.
We mentioned Marshall's ability to impact the match in a variety of ways. So this has certainly been one of them throughout the night as well with the serve. Another free ball.
Marshall gets it up in the air for Platt. And Logan Elm not able to keep it alive. Been a pretty long run here for Unioto. Not exactly sure of the exact points. I don't know if you have it.
Yeah, well,
down.
let's see. It was 14-10, so 5 straight here for Unioto. All behind the serving of Marshall. There, a lot of times what you'll see is a sub just to try. That's the version of a timeout. Coach right now are out of timeout, so a lot of times you'll use the sub just to see if you can make that right there happen. I guess it's like icing the free throw shooter.
Or icing a kicker or something.
Yeah.
On defense, you see, in football, sometimes guys will, after a play, lay out on the field. Not really hurt. You never know that, but
right.
You can get an idea.
Different coaches will tell you different things, too. One of these things, you understand at 19-11, there's a good chance this is going 5 sets, so maybe you're even going to give a couple kids a breather physically and mentally just to try to gear up for that 5th set.
Really, if we've seen some pretty wild attempts to get, you remember the Jason Kidd deal. I think he was coaching I think it was the Bucks at the time. Says hit me, and inadvertently spills his drink all over the floor. Coaches can get pretty creative. Obviously, I don't think any of the coaches have drinks in their hands here, but coaches can get pretty creative in terms of, not only stopping the clock, but just getting their way in general. That's King going for the kill. And once again, Claire King, a successful kill attempt. So a 20-12 lead here for Unioto, going to make it tough for the Braves to come back here.
Well, Unioto's got to really lock in here. Two things. One, you obviously want to finish the set because you need it to go to a 5th set, but you don't want to give Logan Elm any of that return momentum going into that 5th set.
Nice reception there by Sophie Coleman, keeps it alive. Up the middle, King going for the kill and just misses the mark. 9-point lead now for Unioto. Coleman to serve for the Shermans. This time received by King. Put up in the air by Rhodes. King will tip it over the net. Platt will do the same. This time Ayers is going to try to get a kill. Nice dig there by Megan Miller, but to no avail as Unioto not able to keep it in control. 21-13 lead now for Unioto. Van Hoos to serve, received by Miller. Set up by Marshall, and we're going to have a legal touching call on Marshall. 7 points here. You've got a little bit of wiggle room, but I'd say when you're down 2-1 in terms of the sets, you probably don't want to play around too much. As Unioto able to get their 22nd point there.
Went the other way.
Oh, it went to Logan Elm. Nice tip there by Stewart. Up in the air by Rhodes. King coming down the middle of the floor. Not able to get the kill. She'll try it again. This time Platt to Stewart. A little wayward on the pass attempt.
Yeah, the set just got pushed way outside. Stewart tried her best to adjust, but just didn't have enough of an angle to get it over the net.
Stewart gets it back over to the Logan Elm side. Rhodes up in the air. King coming down the middle. Platt keeps it alive. King gonna try it once more. This time successful. And Claire King puts the Braves within 4.
Yeah, right back here at 21-17. And again, it's the serving of Van Hoos and obviously the elite hitter at the net that we've been highlighting throughout the night. But at 21-17, Logan Elm showing some life.
Miller once again on the reception. Platt puts it right over. She's called for illegal touching, and it's a 3-point game.
I think by design they're having her take the set on the first time over with Marshall back here in the corner, and that's certainly an uncomfortable situation sometimes for a young lady with the way the game's been called tonight, especially
they've been pretty consistent on the double contact there, particularly on that second ball when the setter's stepping in to take it.
Unioto going to call, I believe, their first time out of the set. I don't believe they've called one.
Yeah, Logan Elm called the one early at 5-1. So when Coach Reinauer came back at 14-8, he was out of them. We noticed a couple substitutions, kind of break the rhythm.
Yep.
And then here they come back, and Coach Hutton will go at 21-18, and I'd say another point or two, he might come right back with one. He's certainly got to try to steal the momentum back here in the must-win fourth set.
Platt puts it up to the left side. Stewart gets it over. A nice dig by Sadie Binkley. And Logan Elm going to come away with another point.
Yeah, so again, if you're following this, I was talking about the 6-2 attack earlier with Marshall in the back left. They're asking Platt to take the second ball on the first time over.
The left side, Stewart. And not a lot of reaction, or not a lot of really time to react there. It hits the top of the ceiling.
Right.
It comes down a lot quicker than it went up. We're back to a 3-point lead, 22-19 here in the fourth set. Unioto out in front, Wetzel to serve. Nice recovery
Great
there
effort
by Addison Smith. Stoley up the middle, able to get the point. It was tipped around. I think that was Addison Smith got a piece of it, but not able to send it back where it came from. A 23-19 lead for Unioto. Wetzel to serve again. Rhodes gets it up in the air, and we'll have a legal touching. Unioto 1 point away from forcing a fifth set.
Yeah, the call came in just a hair late there, but it was certainly consistent with the way the match has been called throughout the evening.
And Wetzel with a serving error puts it at 24-20.
Wetzel a little short on the key serve there, but I tell you, the junior's been really impressive, and I think she's done a solid job.
Stewart on the right side gets it over. Logan Elm able to keep it going. Sarah gets it over the net. Up in the air, Wetzel. Thought we might have two touches there by, not sure who that is on the right side or on the left side for Logan Elm. Stewart going to go for the point on the left side. A nice dig by Addison Smith, who goes for the kill. Solid volley here by both teams. Stoley up the middle. Van Hoos able to keep it alive. Rhodes to Neff. And it's inbounds for the 21st point of the match for Logan Elm. Keeping hope alive here for the Braves. I'd say that's probably the longest volley we've had of this set. We had a long one, I think it was back in the second. Stewart on the right side.
Great effort.
Nice save there by Logan Elm. Stoley up the middle. Van Hoos able to keep it alive for Logan Elm. I think we had two touches there by Ava Neff. A 25-21 set win for Unioto. That'll send us to a 15-point fifth set here at Unioto High School. We'll step aside, and when we come back, big-time fifth set for the second time in 2 seasons here at Unioto High School. You are watching Ohio High School Volleyball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student-athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie & Son Trucking, each week at SOSAOhio.com.
At OhioHealth, you can see your doctor here or here, on this or on these. And no matter if you're over here, over there, or anywhere in between, you'll feel good knowing OhioHealth provides the finest care anywhere. Schedule care today at ohiohealth.com/finestcare.
If you have good serve receive, you could argue that you'd rather not serve, but if you have a great server, you might want to serve. You know what I mean? It's kind of a...
Well, you know, it's similar to, you know, kicking off or receiving. I mean, it's just depending on maybe what you think your strength is. And you know, obviously you win the coin toss, you get the luxury of, you know, picking which way you want to go. On the clock here, about 2 minutes to go here before we start off the 5th set. I believe they already flipped, although we do not know who came away with the choice of whether they wanted to serve or receive.
You know, Logan Elm showed a little life there in that 4th set. Got back, let's see here. I had them all the way back to 24-21. And, you know, I feel like that the Unioto right around I want to say halfway through the 2nd set started to get into the match a little bit, even though they lost that particular set 28-26. I started to see a little bit of the identity, a little bit of the roles start to take place. You know, you've had Coleman and Miller, some of their defensive effort was Speck in the back row, and then you have Cutright and Stewart hitting mainly on the outside. I think both middle hitters have given them something. You know, Stawley with the serve, and then Stawley here with a little bit of offense. I think Park in her time in the middle has been outstanding defensively. So, you know, and then both setters. We talked about Wetzel and the job she's done, and then Marshall, the way she's impacted it. I would include Platt in there, you know, in some of the hitting as well. So I think every young lady that Coach Hutton is asking for them to do something in the rotation, they're doing. Then on the other side, I think you're getting a lot of the same. You know, they too run the 6-2, and you know, both setters there with Williams, the senior, and Rhodes, the sophomore, doing a solid job. And then, you know, King's been terrific there in the middle. I really like Van Hoos there at Little Bear. So, you know, you're getting a lot of kids. Now you talked about in each set tonight, Unioto getting off to those little mini spurts to start. Yep. That doesn't seem like that big a deal, being up 2-0, 3-1. But when you're going to 15, win by 2, it's certainly huge to get off to the quality start.
Well, here in the previous set, the 4th set, I believe it was a 6-1 start for Unioto. That one was
got it all the way to that was it, 6-1. Yes, 6-1. Yeah.
And, you know, you're right. You know, you get to 6-1 here. You know, you're about 40% of the way there instead of going to 25, only having to go to 15. I'd say Logan Elm most likely won that. I'd say that whichever team won that flip was probably going to elect to serve. I think that's kind of been, you know, whichever team is serving seems to be the team that's, you know, kind of going on a streak. You know, we've seen it with Marshall. Like you mentioned earlier, that's kind of when they go on the streak as well. We've seen King do a good job for Logan Elm serving and up front. 1-0 lead here early for Logan Elm. Make it a 2-0 lead. I believe that was off the hands of Caitlin Foltz.
Yeah, Foltz came in on the backside attack and went diagonal cross court. Nicely done.
And I believe we're going to have a legal touching. I think that was called on Williams.
Yeah, that first ball over gives Cutright a swing out of the middle there before she rotates to the outside spot, and as she attacked there, we had a net violation, I believe.
And Marshall serve just catches a piece of the back line. That ties it up at 2.
I don't have that stat in front of me. I'm guessing for Abby, that's I'd say about 5 or 6 official aces, and I'd say she has at least that many where she's forced the free ball back over.
Adams tips it over for Logan Elm to the left side. Cutright gets the kill for Unioto after a 2-0 start from Logan Elm. Unioto 3 straight. That puts them in front 3-2.
I've come into the night knowing that Unioto was going to have an improved balance from a year ago, but I was wondering where they were going to go to when they really needed one, and I've really been impressed with Cutright and Stewart's aggressiveness on the outside.
Nice bump there by Adams, able to come away with the point. We're tied up at 3.
Coach Hutton didn't like the slow reaction there. he was calling that out well before it happened.
Binkley serving for Logan Elm. Cutright goes for the kill. Foltz gets it back over for Logan Elm. Cutright going to go for the kill again, this time successful. Unioto out in front 4-3.
When Marshall sets her feet, she really has some nice hands to push that ball on the outside. The time she gets herself in troubles when she gets a little lazy with the footwork. But, man, she's a nice all-around talent.
Nearly an ace there for Cutright. Platt able to keep it in the air, but going to have a legal touching called on Abby Marshall.
And that's a little bit of the example I was just talking about. You saw the difference on back-to-back possessions of the good footwork versus the footwork being a little slower there and resulting in the point for Logan Elm.
Rhodes back to serve for the Braves, received by Coleman. Marshall will set it up for Stewart on the left side, almost blocked by King, but able to get it right between the hands, kind of like a field goal over on the football field. A 5-4 lead now for Unioto. One received by King. She'll come back over the middle. Not enough juice to get it over the net. A 6-4 lead for the Shermans. Nice serve by Coleman, received by Binkley. Coming up to tip it over is Adams. Stewart able to get it over right to Ayers. Little game of catch there between two players for Logan Elm, able to come away with the point, 6-5.
Really nice sequence for the sophomore setter Rhodes there. Two different times she was able to get a ball up to a hitter and avoid being in the net there. Some good body control. Well done.
Platt with the reception, going to go for the kill as well. And it'll get stuck around in the ceiling. Yeah, 2-point lead for Unioto.
Addison Platt, just a sophomore, she's making the most of her opportunities. I would say she's swinging at a real high percentage this evening.
Wetzel serve, going to come away with an ace. I believe she just checked in as well.
Timeout, Logan Elm.
Coach right now we're going to take a 60-second timeout. We'll stay here.
Well, we were tied at 2, 3, and 4, and then Unioto jumped out to that 6-4 and then 7-5, and now at 8-5. Coming off the ace there, Coach Ryan and I are going to talk it over as we're reaching right around the halfway point to the race to 15.
Unioto just over halfway. Logan Elm sitting about a third. Not sitting about at, sitting at a third.
That's how some of that fancy math you were getting ready to show off earlier there with
all the 3 meters equaling 10 feet. It's actually 9.825, I believe.
I'll take your word for it. I just went ahead and called the 10-foot line.
Wetzel going to serve again for Unioto. Rhodes gets it up in the air. Smith gets it over for Logan Elm. Wetzel to the left side. Stewart again, a nice block by King, and will come away with the point. Now it's 8-6.
Great defensive effort from the Lady Braves at the net. When they get there on time, man, they can really put up a big block.
After the block, King going to roll back to serve for Logan Elm. Nice reception there by Miller. Marshall, a deep spike there. As this one serves into the stand. Goes into the stands. A 9-6 lead now for Unioto. This one a little wayward. It's now 9-7.
So both teams operating out of their 6-2. You see number 12, Williams, back into serve, so she'll set across the back row for Logan Elm. And here on the Unioto side, let's see, we still have Wetzel setting with Marshall hitting.
Cutright tips it over with the left hand, able to find an opening. That gets Unioto in double digits.
Good defensive play from Speck there. That was one of the situations Coach Hutton earlier wanted just a little bit more of a reaction. Much better job there, Speck stepping up to keep that ball off the floor and giving Cutright a chance.
A little miscommunication there by Logan Elm allows for the Stully ace. And Coach Ridenauer, I believe that's his second timeout. Or was that only his first time out of the half?
That's the second.
Of the set.
Yeah, he called one at 8-5 and now at 11-7. And you know, I highlighted the comeback of Zane Trace on Saturday against his Logan Elm squad. Yep. And look, this one's far from over. Logan Elm's certainly shown the ability to come back from 11-7 down. But regardless of what happens, I've seen some pieces here. Zane Trace and Unioto, I know here in the SBC and throughout their entire year, Unioto D2, Zane Trace Division III, these two volleyball teams are going to win a lot of volleyball matches. So this Logan Elm team is going to be just fine. They've got a lot of pieces here, a lot of athletic size and quickness.
Stully serve received by Foltz. Foltz going for the kill, hits it right at Cutright. Speaking of Cutright, going to go for the kill. Able to come away with it. Now a 5-point, 12-7 lead for Unioto. Just needing 3 points to close this one out. But we've seen both teams, especially Logan Elm, go on, 6, 7. Don't know if we ever reached 8, but had some long streaks here from both sides. Hit up in the air by Williams. Foltz able to come away with the kill. That cuts it to 4.
Good experience there from the senior setter. Rather than going and trying to on the run get two hands on, just went to the bump set to avoid a miscue and gave the hitter an opportunity.
Yeah, just there really wasn't much of a play to be made there. I think it was Cutright on the reception, and it just kind of went really close to the net. Going to be hard to get a hand in there. This time Spett receives it, Cutright back over the net.
Big point for Logan Elm here.
And, I thought it was blocked by Neff, but was in fact a kill. I believe that was Cutright.
Yeah, snuck it right inside the block, and the thing got right down the net. Again, that's where the blocker doesn't get the hands extended out over the net.
Nice serve by Marshall. Marshall sets it up, Cutright with the left hand. Does a really good job implementing the left hand when needed. Spett to Marshall, Park up the middle. A nice block there by Ava Neff. Gets Logan Elm into double digits. And cuts Unioto's lead down to 3.
Yeah, that was outstanding. That's a great example of what I'm talking about. You can see how far across the net she gets the two hands and extended and just basically just tosses the thing to the floor.
Spett just changing her mind at the last second to go with the two-handed reception. And Shane, you're going to have to help me out with the call there.
I did not see it. I was watching the rotation. You had some defensive play at the net and then some great Van Hoos play as well. But on a violation there, we 13-11 now.
Yep.
Coach Hutton's going to take his first timeout. Let's see here. Got an update. Zane Trace moves to 2-0. They beat New Hope this evening, 25-9. 25-22, 25-10.
Wow.
So they are, 2-0, beat Logan Elm there in 5 on Saturday and come back with a New Hope win tonight. See, Unioto back in action Thursday with Chillicothe. Logan Elm.
Thursday as well, going to Westfall.
Okay.
Coming home to Logan Elm to host Westfall.
Okay.
So 3 straight SBC opponents. As Cutright able to get the kill, Unioto 1 point away from an opening night win here at home.
Cutright's really been terrific.
cut right to serve. Received by Foltz up in the air. Foltz going to go for the kill. A nice dig there by Coleman. Stewart with the tip over and able to get the final point of the 5th set. And Unioto able to come away with an opening night victory. 3 sets to 2, a 15-11 win. Similar to last season, it was Logan Elm, a 15-11 win in the 5th set. This time around, it's Unioto getting the win in 5 for a final of 3-2.
Yeah, I have it. Unioto winning it 19-25, 26-28, and then 25-21, 25-21, and 15-11. I felt somewhere late in the 2nd set, even though Logan Elm won that set, I thought somewhere in the middle to late 2nd set, I felt the momentum start to change a little bit. Let's see, they had a set point there at 26-25. Logan Elm dodged it, ended up winning that set 28-26. But I felt like Unioto started to gather a little momentum there. And then throughout the 3rd set, just slowly but surely, throughout really, really good volleyball match tonight. I think 2 Division II teams that I predict will win far more than they lose this year. So both will be factors as you get into that Division II postseason. They'll break off and go to their individual conferences here throughout the year, but maybe even see each other again down the road.
So with the loss, Logan Elm moves to 0-2 on the season, going to look to get in the win column this Thursday, August 25th, as they host Westfall. For Unioto, like I said, an opening night win, moved to 1-0, going to look to make it 2-0 on Thursday as well when they go to Chillicothe. Obviously, that's just a skip down the road from here. So
that's probably just a DC driver 3-wood, isn't it?
I don't know about a 3-wood, maybe a Happy Gilmore driver, but regardless, a 3-2 win here from Unioto. Just want to give a quick thanks to our sponsors, Willie & Son Trucking, Parmar Stores, and Glockner Family of Dealerships, as well as our main sponsor, OhioHealth, for making all of our sporting athletic streams for the fall, winter, and spring seasons possible. Obviously, this is our first volleyball stream. Hopefully, many more to come down the road. I mean, just thinking of a game that would be a good one, Unioto Zane Trace, that would... I feel like that's got a pretty good, has good game written all over it. But either way, the final here from Unioto High School, Unioto will get the win 3-2. That is all myself, Shane, and the rest of us here at Southern Ohio Sports Authority have for you tonight. Once again, the final, Unioto 3, Logan Elm 2.